Here's the deal, boys. Hey everybody, my name is Brian, that is Shane, and this is the Popcast. As Jeremy Snyder likes to say, hello everyone.
Is that how Jeremy says it? Hello everyone.
I have a feeling that Jeremy Snyder's voice is more like, hello everyone.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got like he's behind his wheel in his semi truck going, yeah. Hello everyone.
Get out of my way. Hey man, it is going to be a fantastic show. I'm turning my mic up right now because I barely hear myself. It's going to be a great show. We are talking about a few things. This might not be in order because I actually forgot to put them in order, but we will be talking about Galaxy Quest 2. And we've heard about that over the years, but it looks like now it's getting some traction, which is going to be awesome. Of course, we have the weekly Terry. Plenty of Terry tweets to go over. Our rant of the week is about how Sean Penn is overrated, and I feel extremely, extraordinarily passionate about this one because I can't stand Sean Penn.
I didn't see this one coming, guys, so this is going to be good.
Yeah. Robert Picardo has a pitch for a live-action Star Trek show based on the EMH. Okay. Jason Momoa gets his dream DCU project, apparently. It looks like he might be playing Lobo in addition to Aquaman, which is a pretty big deal. Also, new Star Trek comic came out, and it's teasing a cameo for season 3 of Picard. We got some leaks and rumors over at DC. We found a pretty hefty thread of insiders that have been right before, and that will be in the members section, just in case no one wants to be spoiled. Ernie Hudson, Ghostbuster fame, and he's playing Magic right now on Quantum Leap 2022. He wants Scott Bakula to return, as do we. Excuse me. Also, the Blue Beetle movie is still happening, and it's getting a lot of accolades right now because of its Latino casting. And the person they cast as the Blue Beetle is not someone who I would expect would be a superhero. So that's going to be fun to talk about because I actually like this guy a lot. Some new Shazam 2 behind-the-scenes images. And these are pretty cool. So we're going to go through that. And finally, the new Battlestar Galactica series that's coming up. It's going to have to be different. And we're going to talk about that too.
I just hope it's actually coming. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that as well. Because I'm starting to think that maybe it's not real. I don't know.
Maybe it doesn't exist.
It's been 2 years. We've been sitting on a Battlestar Galactica history that we've been wanting to do. Our big definitive histories. And every time we think about doing it, we're like, yeah, but should we do it now? Or should we wait? Because what if it's going to come out? We don't know. So, anyways, a couple things before I asked about your week, Shane. We did have some business to attend to. Apparently, people were telling me that they went to our Popcast Unleashed channel and they were unsubscribed. And I got a message today in the chat about that. But I also got messages on Discord about that too. So, if you are watching this, check to make sure that you are subscribed. I guess I'm talking about in the last week, I've gotten maybe 15 people. A couple of them are friends of mine from the gaming community all tell me that they were subscribed, and then for some reason they weren't, and that would explain why some people didn't see the live notification last week. So
yeah, and if you're not subscribed and you weren't subscribed before, consider subscribing now, because we're here every week, and you don't want to miss one of these, because you just never know what we might say.
You don't know, man. It could be anything.
My hair looks crazy. I'm like crazy person right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, hey, Danny. All right. Let's do the chat real quick. What up, Penny? Anamaka Fusa, Chris, Archmage, The Dork Knight, Jeremy Snyder, Doomed. Adam Mardell, Bacon Jr., my favorite kind of bacon. Dean Lasura. I might be ruining that name. I apologize. Lasuro? I'm sorry. I have a speech impediment. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say Dean. David Nunya. What's up, man? Good to see you. And you know what's funny is a few people were here. In fact, Fractured Vision is back. And Fractured Vision, he has been watching our channel since Mixed Teas, right?
Oh, yeah. He's been with us a long time.
Yeah.
Under multiple different names, by the way.
Right. So a couple of you guys were in the members section during the Star Wars review literally an hour ago, which is actually why we're a couple minutes late, because I was trying to upload that video, and I didn't realize how long it was. YouTube was like, it's going to take another hour and a half. I'm like, cancel it.
Well, what can you do? I mean, it's we're seen to be here all the time. So
yeah. So listen, man.
When you said Bacon Jr. was your favorite kind of bacon, can you add to that a little bit, please?
Have you ever been to Wendy's?
Yes.
The Baconator Jr.
Oh, got it. Okay. I was just making sure like there was not some miniature bacon that I wasn't aware of.
Oh, no, there is. Yeah.
Okay.
If you're not aware of the bite-sized bacon bits, you should get a whole bottle of those. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah. No, the fake ones, though. Yeah. Never mind.
No. Get the real ones, bro.
Yeah.
It's a real ones. Let me tell you something. You want to turn a salad from something that was healthy into something that was actually good, then throw some bacon on it. There you go.
All right.
Problem solved. All right. So listen, tomorrow is Veterans Day, right? Am I getting that right?
It is.
I always forget.
Veterans Day.
Yeah. I'm wearing my United States of America shirt in honor of Veterans Day. Shay and I are both veterans. I went to my kids' school this morning, and she was going to be doing some like a singing thing, God Bless America, or I forgot what it was, some America song. And they told me, get there at 8 a.m. so you don't miss your kids singing. I'm like, I don't want to miss my kids singing. My kid's great. So I get there at 8 a.m. 9 a.m. rolls around. My kid still has not sang. In fact, they've just had a plethora of veterans get up there and talk about their experiences. And while they're all valid, and I'm sure they're great people, I did not come there to see people I do not know talk. I came there to see my kids sing. And about an hour into it, I'm calling Shannon. I'm like, I'm about to leave. say working out. Finally, my kids sang. But yeah, so that's how I learned that tomorrow was Veterans Day, because I had forgotten. So here we are.
Yeah, kids are off tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Shane is so fresh and so clean.
I am. I feel like a human being. Earlier when we did the Andor, you'll watch it if you go back and watch that clip or something. You'll see I look like a homeless person, but now I'm out of the bushes and into the shower.
Right. Okay, man. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it then, unless you got something else. Unless you want to jump right into the Tim Allen thing, because that's gonna be fun to talk about.
I got nothing. Let's just go crazy today. Let's just talk about a bunch of cool
Let's just
stuff.
go nuts.
Let's go nuts.
We're gonna go crazy. Okay. Here we go.
Oh wait, I do have one thing. Sorry.
Go.
If you haven't got a chance to watch, we did put out a Data lore video that you'll want to see. We put it out earlier this week for Star Trek Picard Season 3. If you get a chance, go check that out if you haven't already. It does give some interesting insights on what we're about to see with the character previously known as Data lore.
Oh,
from
I mean,
Picard or from TNG.
Before lore, there was Data.
Yes.
But before Data, or was lore
actually before Data there was lore.
It was before lore.
Right.
Before Data, it was lore.
before data there was lore, but before lore there was before.
Thank you, Frakes.
Yeah. Which is 100% true.
That whole conversation between them was like, okay, guys.
It was supposed to be a joke, which is kind of funny to hear that now. Like it was a setup thing, which is fun.
Right. All right. Let's chat, man. Let's chat. We are going to be talking about Galaxy Quest 2, and apparently Tim Allen has confirmed that Galaxy Quest 2 talks are still happening. And I have a feeling that the talks are like, how much am I going to make for this?
I think it was tough. They had this whole like web show they were going to do long time ago. I mean, we're talking about probably like 9 years ago.
I remember
they were going to do this. Remember that?
I'm so glad that didn't happen because web series did not work out.
Right. And they couldn't do it because Alan Rickman ended up dying.
Right.
So it like changed the face of everything. Okay, now how do we do this, or what do we do? So what's the skinny on what's going on now?
Yeah, and well, here's the skinny. Tim Allen reveals that he is still actively involved in talking about the possible Galaxy Quest 2, despite the tragic loss of Alan Rickman in 2016. This is what it says. It says, while it has been 23 years. Has it been 23 years? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
God.
We've gotten old somewhere.
I got to stop for a second because it's been 23 years? I am like blown away right now. I did not expect that number. I am so old. Oh my God. Because
now that Brian's having a midlife crisis.
Because I watched this, I was an adult when I watched this. It's been 23 years?
Yeah, I mean I guess so. I
was barely an adult, but I was an adult. I remember I was living with our cousin Todd. I had moved out of our house when I saw this movie.
Yeah, I frequently have these thoughts about things like every day now. So as you get older, this becomes more like, what was it the other day? Something was like 25 years old, and I'm like, I was watching the movie Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The movie, like there's a TV show little thing, but a movie came out. It had Christian Slater and a bunch of Steve Buscemi, a bunch of famous actors now. Yep. And I looked at the year on it, and it was 1990, and I went, that's 32 years ago.
Oh yeah. I made that Stargate trailer for the We Want Stargate hashtag.
Yeah. And
in the trailer it was like 35 years or something like that. And someone was like, has it? That's not right. It hasn't been that long. I'm like, actually it has. Like, go back to when the movie came out. Oh my God.
Oh, from the 80s, yeah. Or yeah, I don't remember
90s, when early 90s.
Well, 90 to now is 32 years.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like your mic is like crazy loud right now for some reason.
I know, it's because my gardeners decide to show up all of a sudden out of time. So sorry.
Okay, my bad. All right. So, anyways, back to this. So, 23 years since Galaxy Quest was first released, the film star Tim Allen reveals the talks about a possible Galaxy Quest 2 are still very much ongoing. It's a long time to be ongoing, but okay.
It's like a struggle for relevance. I mean, people would show up gangbusters for it, so somebody wants to make it.
Right. You're right. A parody of Star Trek and similar sci-fi fandoms, the 1999 comedy outing featured Alan, Sigourney Weaver, Alec Rickman, and others. I mean, you guys are forgetting about plenty of other people. And in fact, I think a couple of actors are even more famous than Sigourney Weaver and Alec Rickman ever were, right?
It's hard to be more famous than them, but
Tony Shalhoub, the guy that played a guy, his name is oh my God, I'm forgetting right now.
Tony is from the Monk,
right?
And from he played that show Wings,
right? And the guy who played Guy, who was in Moon, Iron Man. I'm forgetting his name right now.
Oh yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff.
Anyways, over the years since its original theatrical release, the film has gone on to become a cult classic, praised by not only critics and audiences, but also several stars of the Star Trek franchise itself. Like, I know it was a parody of Star Trek, but like, it wasn't like a jokey parody. So whenever I see parody of Star Trek, I feel like it's more an homage to Star Trek, in my opinion.
Yeah. Some other notables, Sam Rockwell is who you were talking about.
Sam Rockwell. Thank you. Sorry I put you on the spot. Sam
Also
Rockwell.
Justin Long, Rainn Wilson was in it. Yes.
Right. Incredible. Yeah. Okay. So this would be this cast would actually be so expensive to get back in this time. In this time, now that they're all basically A-list actors.
It would make its money though.
It would. So while talk of a possible Galaxy Quest sequel has been doing the rounds ever since the first film release, nothing has ever managed to materialize. In an interview Allen conducted with comicbook.com, however, the actor admits he is still talking with his fellow crew members about the possibility of a sequel, and is unsure why no one has not happened already. I mean, that's obviously a typo. He's unsure why it hasn't happened already. He also speaks about what's that?
I said, "Come on, Screen
Rant."
Come
on, Screen Rant. He also speaks about the previous draft script that featured the late Rickman, and here's his actual comment. Consistently, this crew and everyone else with Galaxy Quest has been fighting to do this moments later when the Thermians come back. We literally just talked about this yesterday, a group of us here, and we don't know why it hasn't happened. There's been a script and our friend Alan Rickman passed away, so that script involved him and I, and the whole story disappeared. The story itself was so clever and so fun. I love that crew. I love everything about Galaxy Quest.
I argue it would be difficult to do it without Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman was kind of the yin to Tim Allen's yang in that movie. He was the counterbalance. And what character would step up to be his counterbalance to keep him, because,
Sigourney Weaver.
No, I don't think she successfully can do that.
No, but she could do it if they change her character a little bit. Like, say it's been 25 years and now they're married in real life. And this next adventure, you get like that, the couple's playback going on too. Like, it would work.
You'd also need you'd also need to get that fish out of water feeling again if you do a second one. So it would need to be, and granted, it would be 20 plus years later, so that's good. And you would have to get that feeling of them being like on the bridge again and like, what am I doing here? I never wanted to do this again. I'm not. They would need to get that story back somehow, because I think that's the magic that occurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but can I ask whoever, if anyone ever sees this has anything to do with the Galaxy Quest sequel, can I just plead with you from a fan's perspective? Do not involve children. Do not make it out. Don't make it Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver's kids that go on this mission, or that have that fish out of water experience.
No, that wouldn't be good.
That would take the whole thing and just drag it down to not less important. Which I feel like that's what a lot of these like sequels that come out like so many years later, they involve like the kids and they're teenagers, and don't do that, guys. Please don't do that.
Yeah, that would not be good. It looks like it's like DreamWorks Pictures is who produced the film. So DreamWorks Pictures owns it. God, have you seen a lot of DreamWorks stuff lately?
I thought they were acquired by Disney a long time ago.
Well, DreamWorks was, of course, famously Steven Spielberg and I think Jeffrey Katzenberg. Some of these people come together to build the studio.
I know. I remember that the logo with the kid fishing.
Right.
That's like their stinger. Yeah, but I don't remember. I literally haven't seen a movie since. I assume that they were like merged with someone or something.
Maybe, DreamWorks, let's see what they got coming out, because this is really what's going to happen to see who, if it's not getting done, this is why.
Yes, Jeremy Snyder. I basically want Tim Allen and Weaver to be Ed and Kelly from Orville. Can we do that? Let's just make this.
That would be kind of cool.
The unofficial Orville movie. Call it a day.
That would be pretty cool.
Archmage says DreamWorks did 1917. So I guess they're still around.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of animation stuff here in IMDb. So
there was another couple of things that came out last year. I guess Simon Pegg was trying to write a script for a TV series for Amazon or something. Remember that? And I guess that just sort of fizzle off, I guess.
It just keeps dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I believe that they are missing an opportunity here because Galaxy Quest, whether it's a sequel to the movie or it's a TV series, whatever, would be huge. I think it would make us money regardless of how much money you spent on the casting. I think it would really go a long way. This movie is not just a cult status, but like it's a sci-fi movie in its own right. People love this film, love it. I remember when I was designing a bunch of T-shirts years ago. Everyone kept asking, like, oh, what do you guys want? What do you want to make T-shirts for? Everyone kept asking for the same thing: more Galaxy Quest. And I'm like, the movie hasn't been around for 20 years. Okay, all right. So people love this movie, and there's no reason to bring it back. And I feel like a lot of these actors are close to the end of their careers. So if you don't do it in the next, like, 5 or 6 years, you might just be out that opportunity, in my opinion.
It's a good point. DreamWorks, and I think that's, like I said, again, it's going to be, the secret here is going to be DreamWorks. They made movies like Saving Private Ryan, Catch Me If You Can, Letters from Iwo Jima, Galaxy Quest, Castaway, Lincoln, Almost Famous. They have some incredible movies.
Oh, yeah.
That they've made. So there's got to be a really good reason why they haven't brought them back. I'm guessing they were pretty serious about it until Alan Rickman died. So I'm assuming that whatever script they're coming up with, they're going to have a hard time counterbalancing that. But it's going to happen regardless at some point because it's just going to make too much money and studios don't like to sit on stuff. The question is DreamWorks doesn't necessarily need to do this movie because they don't really need the money. Like, I'm sure they want to make it, but we're talking about Steven Spielberg here. So like he doesn't have to make it unless he feels like it's going to be a really good movie. And I think that's probably why it hasn't been made yet.
Imagine that Galaxy Quest 2 directed by Steven Spielberg.
Right. Universal would have made it already like 15 years ago. 20 years.
Right.
So maybe that's why we haven't seen it yet.
All right. That's it. Well, let us know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. You guys looking forward to a new Galaxy Quest? Do you want it? Do you want it now? Or you're like, you know what? Let's just wait and reboot the whole thing. Because I don't want that. But I also don't want to do it with kids. Don't make it so where he's like a grandpa and his kids are going to, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, we're getting close to being too old.
We're getting close to being too old. And if they do it, it's going to feel really forced.
Right.
AKA Picard season 1.
True.
All right. That is not how Picard season 3 is, though. Thankfully. All right.
Oh no, we'll be talking about that here shortly.
Yeah, in fact, we're gonna be great.
Is that the segue?
Great segue, Shane. Because what are we doing next? What's next, Shane?
Could it be the Weekly Terry?
You were drinking water when I hit.
I was like, he's gonna do it right when I take a drink. I know it's gonna happen.
I heard you quickly throwing the water down.
I'm like, woo.
Yes, this is the Weekly Terry. This is when we get to rummage through Terry's garbage. His tweets. We're outside of his house at 3 a.m, looking through his thrown away shredded paper. Shane's trying to put all the shreds back together, and we are figuring out exactly the mind of Terry Mattelis, who is,
Terry,
if you do not know, what's that?
Sorry, go ahead.
If you do not know, he is the current showrunner for Star Trek Season 3 of Picard, and that is coming out in February, and we are super stoked on that. It's going to be phenomenal. So we get to go through his tweets. Shane?
So before we do that real quick, Terry, that security light that keeps coming on and off in the middle of the night, we apologize.
Yeah.
We don't want it to go on and off. Maybe we could just unscrew it a little bit so we can just keep going through your trash. So
yeah, and we have to keep bringing like food for his dogs so they don't attack us.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
To be honest, this segment is getting very expensive.
It's not making us enough money.
He lives very far away from us, and steaks every Wednesday is expensive. All right.
I think we do, before we do the tweets, I think we do want to say if you experienced Picard seasons 1 and 2 and you enjoyed them, then just keep on doing what you're doing. Picard season 3 is going to be great. If you watch Picard seasons 1 and 2 and you're like, I'm done, I'm not watching it no more, just stop right there, because you need to watch Picard season 3. Officially, we can put out now, I think, that Brian and I have seen Picard season 3.
Oh, we can put that out now?
Yeah, we have seen season 3.
But Shane, hold up.
Yeah.
This is news to me that we're allowed to talk about this. I have been patiently waiting with my hands on underneath my thighs here.
Well, we can't talk about it because we were looking through a window. And I mean, we can, but we don't want to say whose window we were looking through because I think we might get arrested.
Imagine we like
binoculars, and you know those little sound equipment where they at the NFL where they like hold it up and like so that's how we got it, guys. Right?
I am pretty positive that we were not supposed to say that we saw it.
Yeah, and to that police officer that came by, and we told him we were looking for change with our the metal detector. That was actually a sound device. I'm so sorry. I put it on the ground like it was a metal detector.
If you guys watch this clip after the live show and this part's not in it, it's because we were told we weren't supposed to say this.
I mean, nobody can tell us what we can say or can't say from through a window across the street. That's all I'm saying. And listen, Alex Kurtzman, you need to watch, look, you need to close your blinds, dog.
Yeah, Alex. Okay. Also, it's weird that you pick your nose. I'm just saying, I know you're in the comfort of your own house.
It was next to to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we did see it. We saw it and it's great. You need to watch it. Trust us.
You're not going to be disappointed by Picard season 3. Just show up because listen, we wouldn't tell you to if it wasn't great.
No, and we have been so honest. Like the other day, someone asked me why I was shilling so much for Picard season 3. I'm like, I'm not shilling. I saw it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, shilling is when you don't think it's great and yet you still say it's great. That's right. Shilling, or getting paid to do that, I guess.
And I guess that would be a valid criticism if we were saying that every season of Picard or whatever Star Trek was great. This might be the first time we're like, no, it's other seasons were not good. We said it. We were very clear about it. We had hope that it was good, but they weren't good ultimately. We have complained about Discovery so many times I can't count. And we were actually hesitant about Strange New Worlds until we saw it. We're like, oh, this is fun. But even then we were critical of it. We're telling you right now, and we've been critical the whole time of New Star Trek. This is premium chef's kiss Trek.
Yeah. Be ready for it. It's coming.
Orville Nation, Super Chat from Orville Nation says, just say you guys saw it from remote viewing of Terry's living room or something.
From doing remote viewing. Well, Terry's smart. He keeps his blinds closed. It's the rest of the people that need to close their blinds.
And we had to hack into Alex Kurtzman's closed circuit television. We saw it. It was in black and white, but we did see it.
Yes, quote us saying it's fantastic.
It is. Yeah. So don't want to miss it. So on to the tweets. Dork Knight, yes, you missed the Andor discussion. That was an hour and a half ago, dude. All right, first tweet of the week. Terry Mattelis tweets, have I mentioned how much I love Gates McFadden? So thrilled to have her as part of season 3. Just you wait.
Yeah, Terry has routinely said things publicly that she's going to be different than you've ever seen her before. And just based on that information, we can tell you that Beverly Crusher is better than she's ever been in TNG in this show.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
she's
there's one great episode where Beverly was the center of the story, and it's not the one, The Ghosts of Scotland or whatever the title that one was.
The one with the candle.
I don't like that one. But
I remember watching that when I was like 13 and being like, okay.
Light the
candle, Gates.
That element of it was
what,
definitely
Dad? No,
okay.
I'm not. I'm watching Star Trek, Dad.
But there was an episode where she was everybody kept disappearing around her.
Oh, right? Yeah, ship in a bottle.
And that was a great episode. I really love that episode, and it's centered on her, and she did a fantastic job. So I would say that episode and Star Trek Picard season 3 is probably the best of Beverly Crusher.
Okay, I agree with that. What's next in the tweet department, Shane? Well, I'll tell you. This is not Star Trek related, but it's actually a very important look into the mind of Terry Mattelis. Someone says, no digital download, Terry, you fuel. He's talking about buying a video game. But this is the important part. He says, I believe in physical media. Big believer. I gotta say, here's the deal, boys and girls. As much as people think streaming services are forever going to have these awesome shows and movies that you love so much, that is not the case. In fact, we're seeing annual contracts now for for streaming services. What used to be the case was you would have a 10-year contract to run Stargate reruns on your network, or when Netflix came into being, a 10-year contract to have, Stargate SG-1. Now, everything is annual. Literally everything is an annual contract, which means year to year, you can just completely lose access to something that you love. So I've gotten to the point where I'm now buying something called Steel Books, exclusively Steel Books. I no longer buy regular DVDs.
They don't advertise with us, heads up.
I know. I no longer buy regular DVDs or Blu-rays. I am buying steel books, not only because they're steel and the art looks cool, but because it's the only physical media that actually increases in value from the point of purchase. Because they only make a certain amount of them. So when you get, let's say, Stargate the Steelbook series, well, there's only so many of those Stargate movies that they're going to put out in that Steelbooks, and so they're actually collectibles. But in addition to them being collectibles, inside of them is the Blu-ray with all the features and stuff that you wouldn't get on streaming services. So, look,
go ahead.
We have every streaming service. Shane and I literally have every streaming service, right, Shane?
Yes, except Apple, because I'm mad at them. Yes,
I actually have Apple, but I haven't logged in like 6 months. But yeah, Shane can't figure out how to get Apple to work. My
Apple ID won't work.
He signed up one time and it was like, please input your Apple ID. He was like, I don't have an iPhone. This is stupid. But look, we have every one. But the problem is, physical media is king. You can't beat a physical media when it comes to actually utilizing or viewing your favorite content. So
I have a question for you about physical media.
Mm-hmm.
So how long will the Blu-ray last? That's my question. Because honestly, DVDs are almost dead. And how long will Blu-ray last before, it just seems like physical media is great, but it seems like everything's digital now.
Well, so Blu-rays are still being utilized. So, DVDs. DVDs are
kind of, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Would I buy a DVD of something? No. But an old DVD I have still plays in my Blu-ray player.
Right. But that's why I'm saying, how long does Blu-ray last?
Right.
Like, how long will we keep doing that?
I know what you're talking about. This, like when formats change, right? So you had Betamax and then VHS and then like laser discs and DVDs. And then Blu-ray. At one point, you had remember the Ultra HD DVDs where it was like basically a Blu-ray, but a different kind of Blu-ray.
Yeah. So at what point does physical end?
Well, see that's the question. I don't think physical I don't think physical in any way will ever end. Will there be a different kind of Blu-ray, like maybe smaller or higher capacity or whatever? Perhaps. But I think that too many people want a keepsake of their favorite movie, TV show, or whatever. And like that's why people I still buy like CDs of my absolute most favorite artists. When they come out with a cool CD, I'll buy it. Now, will I listen to the CD itself? No, but I like having it. I'm still listening to it on Spotify or YouTube Music, but I like having the physical CD. So I don't think it's ever going to go anywhere. I don't think it's going to leave us. I do believe it might. I think it might change. In fact, we're seeing now DVDs were one quality, Blu-rays were higher quality. Now you have this new thing called UHD Blu-rays, which are like 4K. And the thing about Blu-rays is there's so much space on a Blu-ray disc that it can survive the next big change. Like if everything goes from 4K to 8K or whatever, a Blu-ray movie can still be put on one disc in 8K. So I think it's a pretty future-proof media, and I think it's going to be around for a while. And I think that it's dumb not to buy. If you like something so much, like don't rely on, like, you bought it digitally on Amazon. Well, don't rely on that always being there. Here's a great case in point. I bought Always Sunny in Philadelphia, one of my favorite comedy shows. I found out recently that the digital version of them, literally, they removed episodes. 7 episodes that were too spicy, I guess, for
True.
whatever, were literally banned. And I purchased entire seasons on Amazon, and they removed my access to what I bought based on what they thought was right or wrong. That is, like, unbelievable to me.
That's true. I mean, you're paying for a service at any time they can kick you off of it.
Yeah.
So
Had I spent that money on the Blu-ray set instead, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Super chat from Maria.
Go ahead.
Insert best super chat quote here ever. P.S. I'm Terry Security.
I'm slacking.
Okay.
That is the best super chat quote.
Okay, one more tweet from Terry Mattelis.
We got 2.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 more. I apologize. Thank you, Shane.
Yes.
2 more tweets. First one being, he actually replied to someone and said, Riker loves himself a starship. Well, what was the question? Well, I'll tell you. First, it was a picture of the Titan. Cool. Love it. The new Titan, by the way, looks sick. I don't know what anyone's problem is with this ship, but that's a discussion for another time, I guess.
No, that's. Well, I think we should mention that just right now.
Okay, go for it.
Sure. I mean, just really quick, like, everybody who's complaining about the that the Titan does not look like the Luna class Titan, you need to really take a good hard look at this new Titan, because the new Titan is a throwback to what Star Trek ships look like before. It's a throwback to the Constitution class ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks more, and when you look at it, and it really plays well in the show, it looks like a classic Star Trek ship.
Right.
Where I would argue that the Titan does not. The classic Luna class Titan does not. And I just think that people have more flexibility until Picard season 3 gets here, and then create your own judgment. But from our point of view, at least from my point of view, the new Titan is a way better looking ship.
Oh, it's so rad looking.
And you guys haven't even seen it all yet. You've seen, like, just little clips.
Yeah, so. No, it's really phenomenal, actually. I like how we can't even see one of these tweets because someone blocked us. Okay, guys, come on.
Oh, if they're blocking us, then goodness gracious.
Yeah, I know. We're like so vanilla. If you block us, we must be on some list where you blocked anyone that was like following Orville Nation or something. That's not us. This is what he said. I found out this Titan was either destroyed or decommissioned during Riker's command and was given a new ship that resembles the Constitution class starship. The question was, actually, I think it happened after Riker and Troy were left with their kids, but Terry Mattelis has that backstory, and he just said, Riker loves himself a starship.
He does.
The fact that he responded to you might be a hint as to what. Yeah, Matt Vader. It might be. Yeah, they might have blocked us because of you, bro. Super chat from Marvel Nation. Mythic Quest season 3 tomorrow. Yeah, bro. Can't wait. Shane has not seen the glory that is Mythic Quest, by the way.
I don't want to talk about it. I'm very frustrated with Apple.
He can't log into Apple products.
I've literally tried to like reset my thing, and like it says it sent me an email, but it didn't. And then you call Apple and they're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. So never mind. I just quit.
He just gave up.
I'll just start over somehow or something.
One last tweet, and this is a small one, but it's still fun. Someone tweeted him saying, really enjoying Person of Interest, interesting show. And Terry Mattelis said, finger on the pulse. And if you haven't seen Person of Interest, boy, are you missing out. one thing about Terry is that we all have very similar tastes of Terry. Like he loves like 12 Monkeys, Stargate, like all the same stuff we like. Terry likes. Well, Person of Interest is this show that came out in like 2010 or something. And basically it's about this guy right here. These two individuals. And one guy is this like billionaire or a very rich person that designed a computer that had like this AI that can like track people, and it was so good at like predicting crime and finding people. He realized that he was dangerous and that the government couldn't have control over this thing. So he basically enlists the help of this ex-CIA operative who had a moral conscience, which is why he left the CIA, to basically use that device to do missions to keep that out of the wrong hands. And it ended up being a very good show, like really, really great.
Well, Jim Caviezel is an excellent actor in everything he's ever done. So
yeah,
take that to the bank.
Do you remember that movie, Count of Monte Cristo?
Oh yeah, one of my favorite. It's my favorite movie of Jim's.
Oh my God,
love it.
If you have not seen this movie, The Count of Monte Cristo, you are depriving yourself premium. I'm sorry to say, use this word, premium Kino.
Yeah, it's the Jim Caviezel. Make sure you get that one. There's a couple of them that were made. So really, really incredible.
Yeah, you get the one that with Jim Caviezel?
Caviezel.
Get the one with Jim Caviezel. It's amazing.
So and also there is a very young Henry Cavill in it.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. That was my first glance of that beautiful man. But yes, go check out that movie and check out the show Person of Interest. It's really phenomenal. You're missing out if you haven't seen it. It's absolutely phenomenal. Orville Legend said, Shane, dude. I don't know why, but
dude, what's up?
Dude,
PJ.
Bro, dude. What does your tattoo say? Dude, what does my tattoo say? Bro.
Where's my car? That was an unbelievably good movie for its time.
Right. It shouldn't have been good. That's why
it should not have been.
Like when you watch that movie, you're not thinking this is going to make me laugh. You're thinking this is so stupid. And then you leave and you're like in tears because of how funny it was. And it had such heart too. You're like, how is this a good movie?
Yeah. It was like Bill and Ted Take Two, you know?
It was, yeah. Oh, that was a good movie too, actually. Not Take Two. Are you talking about the newest one, right?
The original Bill and Ted's.
Yeah.
And then so it was like the original Bill and Ted's in that same way.
Right.
If you watch it today, I don't know if you get the same feelings about it, but back then it was great.
Yeah, it really was. Okay, man. Well, that has been Terry's the Weekly Terry, aka Terry's Tweets. Hit the subscribe button on the way to the comment section.
Hashtag Terry Trek. Start using it, please.
Hashtag Terry Trek. Shane,
we're really trying to get that thing going.
Help us out, guys. Shane wants this hashtag to be a thing so badly.
Yes. Hashtag Terry. Well, it's not that I want it to be. It's once Picard season 3 goes, that's what it will be. So I'm just saying, get on board now instead of wait until then.
So here's the correct spelling. Hashtag TERRY Trek TREK. Thank you, Orville Nation. Right there. Hashtag Terry Trek.
There it is.
All right. Well, that's it. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you have any questions? Hopefully we can get him on at some point, and we'll be asking him any question you give us. We are making note of them so we can ask him directly. So let us know in the comment section below. All right. What's next?
What is next? We've got, we're going to talk about your rant of the week.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I actually went through his IMDb. I might actually be able to change your mind on some stuff.
I really doubt it.
It's possible.
I doubt it.
Wait, I'm already making him upset just saying I might be able to change his mind. Look at it. You can see
you're upsetting me right now by saying that. I despise this person. I don't like him at all.
I don't want to like him.
All right. This is the rant of the week. And of course, with the rant of the week, you have to have
Rant of the Week.
Sean Penn is overrated.
Or is he?
No, he is over. Damn it.
No, it's great. No, leave that.
So Shane is trying to do the thing where he's like contradicting my passionate rant.
No. I want you to rant, and you have a lot of legitimacy to what you're about to say, but I just might be able to introduce a couple things that'll make you go, yeah, all right.
Okay. Yeah. Sean Penn is overrated. I don't believe he's done anything of value in almost 15 years. And I would argue that some of the movies that everyone likes are actually just fart-sniffing critic garbage.
What made you actually get on this rant in the first place? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thanks. That's a great segue, Shane. What made me get on this rant was seeing this article at the New York Post. Sean Penn loaning Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, his Oscar. And it says, is Hollywood at its most tone deaf? I agree, Johnny Olensky. Here's him doing it. Here you go, sir. This Oscar is for you. It is my most prized possession. You deserve this for being such a good performer in Ukraine. And I want to tell you how much I love you, and I love this Oscar. It is a loan, though. Do not lose this. And this is Zelensky's like, what the hell is going on right now? Can I sell this? Will this buy me a fighter jet, bro? Like, oh my God, bro. Are you joking right now?
I mean, is it possible that he was like, is it possible that he had his best interest at heart there? You think Sean was like trying to do something genuine, but maybe he just toned down?
I believe that he had his best interest in heart.
Okay.
Not Zelensky's. Sean Penn is very, very good at inserting himself into world events as like this. Why is he even there? How is he important enough to be there? This is so stupid. Like with everything going on with the Ukraine and Russia and all that, why are we even talking about Sean Penn? Why are we talking about him?
He gave him an Oscar, bro.
Who cares?
You know what's cool? It could be negative and
real
positive.
Gold. It's a fake gold statue, man.
It could be like, it could go both ways. Like he could be giving it to him. Like your acting on this was just fantastic. Like you really like made us believe that you needed help. And like, we came to your rescue. Here's an Oscar. Or it could be, here's an Oscar because I literally don't own anything else that's more valuable than this. Cause it was all stolen by like some homeless people in San Francisco, but I'm going to give it to you. So, I mean, I guess there's a couple of ways. Shane, how do you think he means it?
Shane, please tell me.
Yeah.
All right. Let's play this out. I'll be Sean Penn.
Okay.
And you be President Zelensky. President of a war-torn country that a current, much larger country is attempting to take over.
Yes.
And no politics here. I'm not being political. I'm saying the facts are a giant country is trying to take over a smaller country. He's the president of said smaller country, regardless of however you feel about that situation, right?
Yes.
Right. So you are the president of that smaller country, and I am the great and illustrious, amazing Sean Penn.
Got it. Well, hello, Sean Penn. Thank you for coming to my country.
It is good that I'm here.
What can I do for you?
I agree. It's very good that I'm here. Listen.
What can we do for you?
Wait. How does this shot look? Is this my good side? Okay. No, go on the other side. Is the lighting good?
What's going on here?
Hello, President Zelensky. Wait, let me try that again. Hello, President Zelensky. I am Sean Penn.
Yes, I've seen your movies. Very nice.
Okay.
Very good.
I am giving you this wondrous gift.
Oh,
from the bottom of my heart, I believe.
Hold on, we're being shelled. Hold on a second. Oh, okay, go ahead.
You should have this Oscar from me because you are such a good performer as president of Ukraine.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Hey, what can we get to ransom Sean?
No, you can't ransom me. Okay. I am too famous.
Well, let's hold him for something. He's got to be worth something. Something. Maybe we give him to Putin.
This just in. Yep. Zelensky is ransoming Sean Penn back to Steven Spielberg.
I mean, I don't know if that's how it goes. Zelensky seems to want to take support from everyone, so he's probably treating him like, he's probably being nice about it. But you're right, like any visibility for Ukraine right now is a good thing, so maybe it's a win-win.
Wait. Okay. The person who wrote this article, I don't know. I'm not endorsing this person as a human being, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is premium writing. Okay, let me read this to you. And I don't know what he's done. I don't know what his beliefs are, but what he wrote here is just chef's kiss. The United States has given him $17.6 billion in aid. So far. Great Britain has delivered him 120 armored vehicles and anti-ship missile systems. Germany sent him 1.16 billion to support the effort. But none of those paltry stocking stuffers approaches the generosity or sheer enormity of what actor Sean Penn has done for Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. He loaned him his Oscar.
I get it, but that's kind of like a low blow in a little bit way. I mean,
no,
you can't compare one person to a nation.
The above is not the plot of a Veep Christmas special. This is somehow a real news story, which the world press reported on Tuesday with the straightforwardness of a water treatment plant being built down the block, even though it's totally or utterly ludicrous. Hollywood just can't help itself.
Yeah, I would much prefer my actors and actresses just act and actress a lot more. Just
They're
do
all
that.
Just actors now, bro. This is 2022.
I know it's weird. Actors, just please act. Let the politicians and other people. But see, the problem is a lot of these actors feel like, well, I have some visibility now, and it would be irresponsible for me not to use my reach to spread the message and the word. And unfortunately, that whole idea is filled with some incredible narcissism. Like the fact that you believe because, a million people follow you, that now you must get involved in world politics and heal things is sheer narcissism. And I would argue that of all of your points, Sean Penn being a narcissist is probably true.
Now, to be fair, Sean Penn has done some good stuff.
Well, yes. I mean, I think his intention is to do good. And that's what I was trying to say earlier. He intends to do good, but because he's Hollywoodified, is that the right word? Hollywoodified? He just,
Hollyfied.
When people blow smoke up your butt, I think the side effect is that smoke gets up in your system and you suddenly feel the need to like do things that make no sense.
Right.
Like go to Ukraine. Like, listen, if he wanted to like send him a letter, maybe mail him the Oscar and be like, I don't know what else to do. I'm like an actor. This is the best I got. I support you.
He was raising money for Ukraine before the war. He's not, I don't think he's a bad person. I think you're right. I think he's a narcissist. I think he's gotten a lot of smoke blown up his butt. I think he does try to do good with what he has. So I think he's probably a better person than other actors for sure. So when I say he's overrated, I'm saying that I don't think he's a very good actor. I don't like any movie he's ever done except for maybe Mystic River.
Okay.
And
I got a couple more.
And Pauly Shore is dead. And I don't think he's a bad person. I do think this is super tone deaf, and I think that giving I don't know. Just like the writer wrote. I don't know why this is news. It shouldn't be news. It's stupid. It's dumb. With everything going on, again, like you depicted, while he's getting the Oscar, I'm sure that you can hear in the background just like bombs landing in their country. It's not funny. It's funny that he's getting an Oscar during that time.
I mean, it's news because it's ridiculous, I think. Right. If the news treats it as something that's sincere, it's kind of weird. I don't know if CNN's rocking the whole, that'll be interesting to see which side of is Fox rocking Fox is probably showing it going, look at how tone deaf he is. Right. And then CNN, I guess, is like, look at what a big heart our Hollywood community has. So like, there's like these two different variables to it.
Possible.
But listen, Sean Penn is not an actor that I don't really care about his movies. I don't really like seeing what he's in general, but Mystic River is very good.
Mystic River's great.
But not just because of him. It's other things.
No,
but you got to go back. Huh?
A lot of other things, right.
A lot of other things, yeah. You got to go back, though. So he was in Taps in 1981 with Timothy Hutton.
Okay, wait. I'm going to go all the way down the list. I'm going to start at 1981.
Okay. So
Taps
with Tom Cruise and Timothy Hutton. And that was a fantastic movie. If you've never seen Taps, it's you won't be able to turn it off. And Sean Penn's great in that movie. Fast Times at Ridgemont High in 1982. Great movie. Spicoli, Jeff, Mr. Hand. It's pepperoni pizza, Mr. Hand. It was just fantastic.
Right.
And that was really where he became great. I didn't see a lot of other stuff. I saw The Falcon and the Snowman, which was okay. I would argue that Timothy Hutton was better than Sean Penn in that movie.
I didn't see, after Fast Times, I didn't see anything until U-Turn.
Okay. Well, I saw Casualties of War in 89, and that's the one that made me start to hate Sean Penn as an actor. He was in it with Michael J. Fox. It was a terrible movie. It was absolutely terrible movie. It was about the atrocities of Vietnam, and neither one of them were great in that movie. But Sean Penn came across so unlikable, it made it hard for me to watch him in other things.
Okay.
So I would argue that until Dead Man Walking in 95, and it's not, listen, the fact that Susan Sarandon is doing that movie with Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon is a huge Hollywood activist. This is their little circle running around.
Right.
Tim Robbins, who married Susan Sarandon, same organization, same group. Tim also in Mystic River with Sean Penn. So there's this little bit of a blowing smoke up our own butts together kind of thing happening with everybody.
Fart smelling. That's what I call it. Fart smelling.
So I didn't see U-Turn, but you did in 97.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan.
The Game in 97, also great movie, but not because of Sean Penn.
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. In case you guys missed U-Turn, it's starring Sean Penn and Jennifer Lopez, in addition to Nick Nolte. So, sounds like a good movie, Shane?
I mean, I love Nick Nolte.
I watched it for the purpose of Jennifer Lopez because the trailer showed her in a skimpy outfit, and that's where it ended for me.
I mean, he's been in some great movies, and I think that's partly why he gets the love he does. I mean, Carlito's Way was considered a huge movie, was considered a really Dead Man Walking, huge. The Game, big movie for
but Shane, what did you think about them? Because just because they were considered good doesn't mean they were good.
All good movies. Carlito's Way is a good movie. Dead Man Walking is a great movie.
Okay.
The Game's a great movie. Not because of Sean Penn. Thin Red Line. Jim, who were we talking about? Jim Caviezel earlier.
Right.
Great movie. Sean Penn's in that movie.
It's not because Sean Penn. The movie's not good because Sean Penn, though.
When you get to I Am Sam in 2003, that's where I'm like, I got a soft spot for anybody who plays mentally challenged people.
Right.
Always have, and I kind of applaud him for doing that. It didn't go over great, but he definitely went full.
No, don't say it. Tropic Thunder.
I'm just saying, I didn't make that up.
Yeah,
Mystic River.
No, listen, and I Am Sam was a good movie.
It was pretty
good. I said,
yeah.
all the way to Mystic River. Like there were good movies. Now, tell me what was good after Mystic River in 2003.
Mystic River was there, and Milk was not good, even though he got huge kudos for it.
It was a horrible movie that way too many people liked for no reason, and I would argue a lot of people have never seen it.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty popular at the time, and he was playing a pretty famous activist in the LGBTQ community.
It's not a good movie.
And he just kind of fell off after that. I think I don't know exactly what happened. He started raising a kid, and his priorities changed. But if you look at it, he just kind of stopped doing stuff. And you could argue that he was kind of at the top of his game for Milk. And that was back in 2008. He's made a ton of stuff since then, but really nothing interesting or anything great.
Nothing that matters. So
I think you're probably right.
Like I said, I think he's overrated because it's been nearly 20 years since anything good has come from Sean Penn. And so and it's possible that he has focused all that time on just trying to help the world.
Maybe.
And if that's the case, then the person, Sean Penn, great guy. The actor Sean Penn, in my opinion, overrated. Because everyone talks about him like the great. Because people talk about him on these like cinephile sites and subreddits like he's the greatest actor of our time. And when this, you know how I found this article? I was on Letterboxd, a subreddit for like movies, and they were mad and complaining that the article was anti-Sean Penn. They liked the guy so much, they were completely overlooking the fact of the ridiculous notion of the fact that an actor was giving his Oscar to the president of Ukraine.
Well, up until Milk, you got to understand that up until 2008, he was considered one of the great actors of our time. Now, I don't know. I didn't enjoy him as much as other actors, but he did do roles that are pretty memorable and that got a lot of Oscar buzz. So, I mean, up until that point, I think you could argue that. Now, from 2008 till 2022, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Right?
Right. And I would argue even before that, I didn't prefer him to other actors.
I didn't either. I'm with you. Like, as personal taste goes, maybe saying the word overrated isn't fair. Maybe to us, we feel like other people are overrating him. But in general, being an overrated actor, he was loved by a lot of people. Like, a lot of people liked him in the stuff he was in. He just wasn't my cup of tea.
No.
In general. So.
Yeah. And so to me,
yes,
I feel like he's overrated. A couple of those movies I really didn't enjoy. I would argue that a couple of those movies, maybe only one or two of those movies I enjoyed because of Sean Penn. And the other movies that I enjoyed that he was in was not because of him, it was in spite of him. And it's been almost 20 years since anything's come out that mattered.
And I agree with you ultimately. I do feel like people overrate Sean Penn. And I'm kind of in the same boat as you. It's hard to argue the movies that he was in and whether or not he was a part of that success. So he gets that credit at the very least.
Yeah. As Chris says, don't go full mentally challenged.
Never go full mentally challenged. I got to tell you, if you have not watched
Tropic Thunder
recently, I watch it like once a year just because I have to.
The movie is so good. It's so funny in every way. It is like peak Hollywood madness. You have to watch that movie if you haven't seen it. Go watch not right now, after the stream. Yeah. Go watch Tropic Thunder.
Tom Cruise.
By the way, another movie you should probably buy on physical medium because the way the world's going.
Oh, yeah.
How long before that movie's banned, Shane? How long, really? How long before you can't buy it digital? You can't see it you can't stream it on any network. I mean,
it seems like we're heading that direction. That's for
right.
Sure.
So another reason why you should buy physical media, because that movie is a classic. It's crazy to say that, but it feels like a classic to me. And Tom Cruise as the agent executive guy.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Who's the key grip? Punch him in the face.
Yeah. Who's the key grip? You. Go punch that guy in the face.
There's supposed to be a Les Grossman movie. Like, yes. He keeps talking about they're going to make a Les Grossman. They got to with that character. I love that character.
It's so good. So good. Okay. Anyways, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you like Sean Penn? Is he overrated? Do you care at all? How do you feel about him loaning his Oscar to President Zelensky? Please keep all the politics out of this conversation and just talk about Sean Penn. Love you all. All right. Moving on, man. When I told Shane we were going to do Why is Sean Penn so overrated, he's like, what?
Well, it's funny because I didn't think it was topical until you talked about the Oscar, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense because that did just happen. So that's like topical. But like in general, there's so many actors that I could just be like, I don't know why people like this actor. you know.
Right.
I tried to watch Expendables last night.
Oh, it's rough
with my kids. My gosh, that's hard to watch. They made 3 of those movies, and like just looking at Sylvester Stallone's like, dude, you tried to color too long. Like, should have just gone gray, bro.
Hey, you talking about his hair?
And his face, he's like all puffed up because like whatever they tried to make him look younger, and it's like, oh, it's a tough movie to watch,
bro. Yeah, it looks like someone gave him those what do you call it, the Botox injections.
Botox, yeah, for sure, that's what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like he had Botox injections and steroids like the same time. There might have been like a really rough like interaction between the drugs.
Yeah, it was cool to see Schwarzenegger, Bruce, and Sly all in the same shot. Like they have one shot where just those 3 together.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is for the longest time, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger hate each other.
Yes,
they were like rivals, right?
Right.
And I saw this article recently it made me laugh so hard. How Arnold Schwarzenegger tricked Sylvester Stallone into doing this movie. I forgot the name of the movie. It was about, he like played like the protector of like this kid or something. It was a horrible movie. I forgot. I gotta look it up. But the way he tricked him how to get into this movie, he told his agent to tell his agent's assistant that he was going in. He was going to audition for this film,
right? And
of course, because the way they the agents are also very competitive. So he went to Sly and he goes, "You got interview for this film. You got to audition for this film before Arnold does." And this guy's like, "Yeah." And he flew back from like vacation, and like he went all in on stop or my mom will shoot. Thank you, Chris. You are a god, sir. Stop or my mom will shoot is the name of the movie. He came back from vacation and like went all in on this movie. He was so excited to this movie and like was really enthusiastic about doing this garbage film. And he got the role, of course, because no one was talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger or anyone else. And this whole movie came into being basically because Arnold was trolling Sly. Mm-hmm. And years later, now that they're friends, they can joke about it. But
yeah, it was funny. There's a movie that Arnold did. It was called The Last. What was it? The Last, not Last Superhero. The Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero. Yeah.
The Last Action Hero. And when they go through like into the next universe, into the movie universe, like they go from reality to the movie universe, right? And when you go into Blockbuster, like their local thing, they looked for like all the Arnold Schwarzenegger films. Mm-hmm. It was all Sylvester Stallone.
That's awesome.
On the covers. And I'm like, that was awesome.
That is awesome. I love that so much. All right. All right, what's next? Okay, we're going to save the leaks, the DC leaks for the members section because there's got to be a ton of spoilers in there, so.
Okay.
And we're going to do, let's do Robert Picardo next, and after that we'll do Momoa.
All right.
We are talking about Robert Picardo, a.k.a. the Emergency Medical Hologram, or EMH, our favorite doctor from Voyager. And, the actor's back in the spotlight a little bit recently because he has a few thoughts on a live-action return.
Yeah. Well, it's because of Picard Season 3 that he's having these thoughts. Because we're seeing an aged android, Soong android. That's all we're going to say. We can't say specifically.
It's not like how you got yourself there.
I'm like, oh, I almost said something, but no. So because of that reason, like, why can't we have an aged EMH?
Yeah, you get a series, right? And you get a series, and you get a series.
What's holding it back now? So here's what he had to say in an interview with the companions to Boldly Ask. Robert Picardo said, "I'm really happy that Kate Mulgrew, who plays Captain Janeway, is now talking openly about it now because, of course, Kate's been talking about getting her own show after the stuff she's doing in Prodigy. That they've established the precedent with Star Trek Picard. There's a passion in the audience out there to see the legacy actors again in new stories mixed with wonderful younger, new actors. So it's certainly something I'm open to, and the character lives on inside me.
Okay.
So
Can I comment on that real quick?
sure.
There was never a lack of passion for Trekkies to see their favorite Trek actors in Star Trek stories.
100% true. 100 never. Yes. Thank you for saying that. It's not like it went away when Discovery came out. No, we were shut up is what it was.
We were shut up. Yeah.
You didn't hear us because people wouldn't let us be heard.
Right.
So, so I would say open up and this is to all people on social media, open your circle a little bit to hear other voices so you can recognize that we're actually out here.
Yeah. Stop only clicking on the verified tab in Twitter. Okay.
Right.
That's crazy to me. Since the end of Voyager, I remember thinking like, all right, what's next? I remember being like 17 years old and thinking, okay, what's next?
Yeah, we were ready for the next thing. Absolutely.
It's been 30 years. Like, all right, what's next? 20 years. What's next?
Even when Enterprise was over, I was like, what's next?
Yeah.
I was never tired of Star Trek. Maybe people were tired of making Star Trek. I was never tired of watching it.
Right.
So
and we talk about that. Remember, in our Enterprise doc, in the Definitive History of Enterprise, we talk about how Berman and Braga were definitely sort of over making Star Trek.
Right.
And the studio at the time, the studio at the time, not the current studio, were like, okay, you finish up Voyager, now make new Star Trek. Make a new one. And so they tried to like switch it up with Enterprise to try to give themselves like a mental break on Star Trek after doing it for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really why it was so much different. It was so... there was a lot of differences because of that. They were trying to
the studio pushed back too.
Right, and the studio pushed back too.
Like they wanted to do something not in space for season 1. Before the Enterprise actually launched, it would have been different. It would have been different.
Yeah, they wanted to do Star Trek. Oh, they didn't even want to call it. So first off, they didn't want to call it Star Trek Enterprise. They wanted to call it just Enterprise, and they wanted the entire first season to be about the build up to making the first Enterprise ship on Earth.
Right.
And the studio was like, "Yeah, it's called Star Trek, bud. You can't be on Earth all the time." Someone clearly forgot those notes in Picard season 2.
Well, it's yeah, no, you're right. It's funny because what the executives told them was, listen, do whatever you want, but at the end of the first episode, make sure they're in space.
Yeah, yeah, they're in space, bud. Yeah, you're right. There's a comment over here. Don't conventions prove that? And on that note, going back to Galaxy Quest, there are Galaxy Quest conventions. From a little movie, there's entire conventions. Supernatural, Stargate, Firefly, Star Trek is the granddaddy of them all when it comes to conventions. There are still entire conventions around these properties and these IPs and these franchises that have been gone for 30 or 40 years.
Yeah.
There's clearly a demand for them.
Well, and when Picard season 3 is over, and it's finished, we're going to be like, ooh, do Enterprise next. Right. Because really, finishing it off and giving it the final send off. I mean, Enterprise deserves the same thing. And Terry Mattelis could be a great, I don't know if he wants to do it. But I can tell you that it would be cool to get a proper send off for the Enterprise crew.
Yeah. Let's pretend that the last episode of Enterprise was actually like a lost TNG episode.
Yeah.
And then just like pick it up from 20 years later and start telling the story and have those flashbacks to that time to sort of give them a proper, yeah, you could do it.
Yeah. Tucker never dies.
Tucker never dies. No, he joins section 31 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. We'll take it. But Robert Picardo being back, he said, here that he could easily play Dr. Zimmerman again, because Zimmerman is the same timeline as some of those Star Trek series. And I guess the aging thing would make more sense to play that character. Said to me, it's a funny idea. What he finds very funny is to have the Doctor and Zimmerman working together. So let's say you're a 40-year-old person. Imagine your 18-year-old self working side by side with you in the same critical, important mission. I don't think they can pull that off here. The de-aging process in these TV shows are not great.
Yeah, there's no way they get the current version of Robert Picard to look like the original, like the Voyager version of Robert Picard. I'm sorry,
just
guys.
Update the EMH guys. Give them an age cycle.
Do what they did with Q. Okay, so you open up. Let's say it actually happens. They open up. This is your emergency medical. What's your medical emergency? And then he's like, age. He looks at the older Dr. Zimmerman. And Dr. Zimmerman goes, that's not gonna do. And he like flicks a button and he flips over back to the version he is now.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Like that actually be
that 1 second of him looking like ridiculous in Star Trek Picard 2.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay because it made sense when he's like, oh well, let me get on the same page, and he snaps his fingers. Like, okay, cool. We can do that with here too.
Okay. I think so.
Let's not have both.
And let me tell you, the EMH was one of my favorite things about Voyager. I love the EMH. The show Voyager, I have no bones about it. Voyager is probably it's really hard to say I love Star Trek so much that it's just, TOS every show has my heart in a different way, but Voyager, I have a deep love for that show and a lot of its characters. And the EMH just came along, man. It started out as nothing and became something incredible when 7 of 9 joined. The show kept reinventing itself, and these characters will live a long time in my heart. So I would not mind to see all of the Voyager crew back in some way, shape, or form in future shows.
Yeah, let's talk about the elephant in the room here, though. We need Garrett back.
Oh, Garrett Wang?
And will he still be an ensign?
It'd be like gray-haired Garrett Wang as an ensign. No, of course not.
Yeah. Like, are we gonna like? I go. Oh, I wonder if we're gonna see him in Picard season 3, and will he still be an ensign? What if he's like acting captain, but he still has the ensign pips?
That would be ironically funny.
Yeah, that's interesting. That there are characters that we haven't seen. We've seen them cameo in other movies and stuff, but we haven't seen like these younger characters that are still in their prime. It doesn't have to be Janeway, 73-year-old Janeway. It can be Tom Paris and Garrett Wang and.
Although those people are old now.
They're older, but they're like in their 50s, right?
Yeah, mostly. Tom and B'Elanna are both directing now, so those characters are directing. And they're probably the younger, and Garrett Wang is younger, but everybody's old, man. They really are.
Last time I checked,
old no matter what.
Last time I checked, Garrett Wang was definitely still young enough to be.
It's one person though. Like, I get it. They're all not super old, but let's not pretend. Wouldn't it be great if 55 was young? But it's just, you're going to have some younger stuff involved.
You're right. Okay.
It can't be just, let's get the Voyager crew back. It's just.
That's true.
They did make it home. So that storyline's done.
Yeah. It's not like we have to finish their story. Like their story was definitely finished.
No, so. I want to see them somehow injected into other Star Trek stories.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Let's say after season 3 of Picard, there's another, a fresh Star Trek show. Let's say that's the case. And that show can have regulars from these other casts with it. It can have 7 and 9 who is already working in that system. You can have the EMH. He can just upgrade his visual, whatever, once he sees 7 again. You can definitely have these characters. And how great would it be? Like, you can go back through history and just sort of pick your favorite characters and have them injected into certain story points in this new show to sort of pass the baton off to a new crew that we can also fall in love with.
Well, you right. You get a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new. And I think as long as it's handled right and the writing's done well, and it's done by Terry Mattelis, then it'll be fine. So hashtag Terry Trek. Did I say that? Did I say hashtag Terry Trek this segment?
No, you didn't. But you're saying now. Hashtag Terry Trek. Hashtag Terry Trek.
And you guys will know what we mean after Picard season 3 comes out. You'll be You'll be hoping the same.
Adam says, "Where's the DS9 love? Give me Colonel Kira." Listen, I would love to see Cisco again, but I don't think the actor is ever coming back to the franchise. And
Right.
I actually did not like Kira very much. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did like O'Brien. I wouldn't mind seeing O'Brien again, but I was never. a fan
Yeah,
of
he'd be
Kira.
great. Cole Meany was wonderful. I mean, there were some good characters on there, but there's a lot of forgettable people on DS9 as well. Like, you know, I would really like to see Odo again.
Oh yeah,
and Quark. You know, there's some of the more side
yeah.
characters.
yeah.
You know, I'd like to see the Ducat. There's all kinds of characters that were fantastic, but I wouldn't say that necessarily the bridge crew, I guess if that's what you want to call it, were necessarily the best characters in DS9.
Right. Okay, with that said, hit that subscribe button away in the comment section. Let us know what you guys think about the Doctor, EMH, returning to some live action Star Trek. Okay, great. There's a great segue comment here I saw. And I forgot where it's at now.
Oh, let me
here it
real
is.
quick. Go ahead. You go first, and I want to say something.
All right, go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, so Naomi Wildman, that would have been we should have brought that up probably in that segment because she was very young, but they did jack up Ichib in Picard, so that other young actor got ruined, but that would have been some good ideas for
They
that
took
as well.
his eyes, man. His eyes.
They killed him, bro.
I
Yeah,
know.
straight up.
Yeah.
And you're right. Yeah.
So
And the actor who played Odo did die, and Renee Osh, whatever his name is, we could never get him back, but I love that guy.
I do. So, great segue here. Archmage chatted. The audience score for Quantum Leap went up from 50 when we first checked to 64% and is now
Yes.
fresh. Great work, everyone. Yeah!
We've done it. We've done it.
Woo! Okay, that's a
Yes.
great segue because we're talking about Quantum Leap next. Specifically, we are talking about why Ernie Hudson, who plays Magic in Quantum Leap 2022, wants Scott Bakula to return for the Quantum Leap reboot. And I know we've spoken about this before, but this is new information. And I'll tell you why it's important to me and to Shane, because we have a theory that we will link at the bottom of this video that paints a beautiful, elaborate picture of how we think this season is going to go, and how we think it's going to end with some kind of Scott Bakula, whether it's the person or whether they find them and it's a tease for next season. I don't know. We believe this wholeheartedly, and so far, the last 2 episodes since our video release have only proved it. Literally word for word, we've had things happen that were word for word what we are predicting. So this news article that came out a day ago was great to hear.
What I really love about this article is that Ernie Hudson calls it a continuation and not a reboot.
What a man.
I'm so tired of seeing Quantum Leap reboot, and it's everywhere. It's like we just can't get it in their head.
I know it's nonstop. I feel like maybe we need to make a video and just say it's like maybe we need to make a video on our main channel. We know it's going to get a lot of views, and just be like, it's not a reboot.
It's like when Schwarzenegger said, "It's not a tumor."
It's not a tumor. No, because it's not a reboot. It is a straight up continuation. There is no bones about it. This is a continuation of Quantum Leap. If anything, it should be Quantum Leap season 6. Like, let's be real. All right,
Yeah.
so let's cover this because this is good stuff, man. You wanna go for it?
There's a good point in here. There's a good question that Screen Rant asks: is can Quantum Leap resolve Sam Beckett's story without Scott Bakula? And I would say, in my opinion, that answer is no. I mean, they can say, well, this is what happened to Sam, but I think it would be a really huge letdown for everybody who's a Quantum Leap fan. I think Ernie Hudson probably says it best here. He says, I think when you look back, you know intuitively that there are a lot of people you have to thank. There are people who helped you along the way, though you may not remember their names. Your parents tried to help you despite all the damage they caused. But Sam is the one time that he can specifically say, I wouldn't be here had it not been for this man. That's clear. That's unequivocal. To be able to resolve that and not leave him hanging, it's really important to Magic. And so, of course, Ernie Hudson's talking about his character in the show, and he's talking about the character of Dr. Sam Beckett. They don't do a good enough job in this show hammering in Magic's motivation for being in Quantum Leap. I mean, it's mentioned one time, but he's singularly focused on getting Dr. Sam Beckett home.
Right. And yeah, so his Magic's his character in the show, Magic, his motivation is to sort of pay back Sam Beckett. He wants to find Sam Beckett and bring him home. He wants to be the guy that saves Sam Beckett because Sam Beckett saved his life, and now he's trying to return the favor. And that's a beautiful story. And one reason when we did our theory where we said, okay, so Ben's probably not leaping to find Sam because if he was, he would have had no problem telling the team what needed to happen. Because he knows that his boss, Magic, is singularly focused on finding Sam. So it had to be something else. So we realized that Ben can't be leaving for that purpose, which we found out this last episode was actually the case. It's not because of Sam. He's leaving probably for something else, and we'll get into that later. But I actually love that when they ask him about it, he makes it very clear like that's his character's motivation. Because in another article that we're not covering today, he also talks about how interesting and how unique it is for them to be jumping into the future instead of into the past. Because they have been jumping in the past, but pretty soon they're going to be jumping in the future, right? He says that's unique to Quantum Leap, but there's a reason for it. And he said after reading the script, he found out the reason made a lot of sense. So I believe that Ernie Hudson knows what's going to happen. I think he's dropping some hints, in a very sly actor kind of way, in my opinion.
I mean, it's possible that he is, but he's one of the only people who've come on record multiple times talking about they really want Scott Bakula on the show. I don't know what's going to happen. Scott he took blame for not being on the show in his Instagram post. It's weird because I don't feel like we've really gotten an answer. I don't know if he doesn't want to do it now because Dean Stockwell's gone. I don't know if he doesn't want to do it because NBC's not giving him enough money, not giving him a big enough role. But if he doesn't come back in some shape or form, there's going to have to be an accounting for. Someone's going to have to explain why he's not a part of the show. And either NBC is going to have to own the fact that they didn't want to pay him hopefully what he's worth. He doesn't seem like an overly, a guy who needs a whole lot. I think if they would have just paid him fairly, it seems like he would come back.
I think it's also about his legacy, though. He doesn't want to be like just a cameo.
And nor should he be a cameo, and nor do I believe Martin Givo or Ernie Hudson has indicated that he would be. I don't know if he needs to be the center of a piece. Obviously, when he did Chuck, he wasn't the center of the story. And this is an opportunity for him to come back. Listen, Scott Bakula, you need to come back to Quantum Leap 2022. I fear that the story will fall flat if we don't get Dr. Beckett at some point.
So on the note, let's speak about Chuck real quick, because he wasn't just a cameo in Chuck. So he showed up for a bit role at the end of one season, but then he was a massive part of the following two seasons. So, it might be, consider this for a minute. It's unheard of for a show mid-season to then add episodes to a season. That's unheard of. That doesn't happen. And they added 6 more they extended 6 episodes this season mid-season. Not like we're going to get those 6 episodes at some point in the future. No, it's part of this season. So what if this? What if they pulled a Danny DeVito a la Always Sunny? Remember when Always Sunny in Philadelphia came out? They only got the second season because they signed on Danny DeVito. And Danny DeVito would only come on if he got a second season, so he wasn't wasting his time. One reason that show was, I would say the reason that show was even given the opportunity to be successful was because when they got Danny DeVito, who had the star power, and he demanded the second season, the network gave it to him being who he is, and that's what gave him the legs they needed to build the runway for 24 seasons, right?
Right.
So what about
24 episodes?
20? No, they've gone 24 seasons now.
Have they really? No.
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
That's 24 years. They're not talking about
maybe it's 24 years.
Yeah. No, I mean, 24 seasons is 24 years. I don't think so. I mean,
I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. 15 seasons. Still a lot.
Oh, that's still a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of them go 15. I don't know why I was thinking of something else. But yeah, 15 seasons, 150 plus episodes or whatever. That was the legs they needed. So what about this? What if Bakula's like, look, bottom line is I'll come back, but I don't want to just be a cameo that you write off in the show as we found Sam, now we can move on. So what if they go, okay, well, you know what? Let's give it a second season. Let's add 6 episodes of this. Let's finish. Let's get you in the show, and we'll make season 2 about the return of Sam and all that entails. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time.
I want what you just said to be the right thing. Like, ideally, that's what I want to have happened. Although there is another possibility. The possibility is that the original 12 seasons of Quantum Leap didn't have a conclusion to the story, and NBC didn't want to commit to a second season, so they gave them 6 more episodes to close it out, just in case they didn't want to give them a second season. So I like your idea. I want it to be your idea, but there is another plausible theory, because the way streaming is happening right now is, nothing's safe.
Right. Except for this is on stream, but it's primarily on network.
Right. But I would not be surprised if it moved. You know what I'm saying? This
is why this is so odd, because sometimes odd things happen in the streaming world where there's no rules. Right. But it's so rare for the structure of a season of a show to change. I can't even remember a time, actually, where they added 6 episodes to a season's run that was also airing in primetime television on Monday nights.
That's true. Yeah. If they weren't having a break, I think that they wouldn't have done it. So here's what I think is going on. I definitely think, I'm praying that they're just keeping it really quiet and that they finally worked out something with Scott. Because if you go back to his Instagram post, his words were, when they talked about him, he never thought he would do Quantum Leap without him. And he said, I guess we're going to find out. You don't use the word guess. I guess we're going to find out. If you had some control over that, like if you know what I'm saying? The word, I guess we're going to find out, means like, that's not necessarily what I wanted to have happen. So I guess we're going to find out.
It sounded almost passive aggressive. Like, I guess we're going to find out.
Right. I guess we're going to find out.
What they can do without Sam Beckett.
Which means, because he did wish him all the best, but it sounds like something NBC didn't want to give him something. NBC wanted him on the show. We know that for certain. They wanted him to do the show, but whatever they wanted him to do wasn't enough. So hopefully they've reconciled it, and these extra 6 episodes were a way to squeeze him into the final half of the first season. And I'm really hoping that's the case.
Yeah, I hope that's the case. And I'm going to go with, because I keep on hoping, like you said, keep on hoping. I'm going to say, right? And you guys heard it here first. Here's my definitive theory. Scott Bakula. They reached out to him after the success of the show, because it was going well, and they go, hey, Scott, listen, we had this idea of sort of like ending your character in a quiet way, but we're thinking of something new. And we know you didn't want to be on the show as a quick cameo, but let's say this. Let's add 6 episodes this season. Let's introduce your storyline and make the second season all about you and the new project.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
And you know what Scott says? Where's the money?
All right. Yeah. It's either money or the size of the role. I think it's one of those two things.
Quick thing. Jack O'Neill said, "Hey Jack, that's 2 L's." Scott Bakula has absolutely got to make an appearance in the show. It's not the same without him. Here's for hoping that the executives change their act. And a super chat from Hiroshi the dog. Hiroshi loves you. I love you, man. We absolutely must have Captain Seven become the successor of Kirk and Picard, leading to a younger crew of the future TNG. It has to be.
I just want to say hashtag Cherry Trek.
Yeah.
What's an answer to
what
that?
you said right there? Here's the answer. Ready? Hashtag Cherry Twek. Hashtag Cherry Twek. Terry Twek.
Terry Twek.
Hashtag Terry Trek.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Excellent answer. Excellent answer for that.
Yes. Thank you for the $10. Is that $10? 10 pounds?
That is 10 pounds, which is more than $1, or it's 10 euros.
Is it? Is it 10 euros? I don't know. But thank you.
I don't know.
Regardless, I appreciate that.
Doesn't matter how much it is. We appreciate you.
Hiroshi is also a member. And if you're not a member, you should consider being a member because we're going to be going there shortly. We have one more story to tell here. One more topic to discuss. And then we're going to be heading to the members section where the real fun happens. Oh, yeah. And if you missed the members section with Robert Meyer Burnett, oh, man. Someone here that's a member, just give a review of what happened when Robert Meyer Burnett showed up for that.
Not too much.
Not too much, though. Because I'm pretty
you got to
sure
go see it.
Yeah, you got to go see it. It was gnar. It was crazy. All right, let's talk about something else. Okay. We're going to go with that one in the members section. Oh. So we got, I guess we're going to save the cameo. Let's do Jason Momoa. My man, Jason Momoa, a.k.a. Ronan, a.k.a. Aquaman, a.k.a. my special crush.
Your secret lover.
Dude, it was so funny. The Super Bowl commercial he was in when he was playing himself and he starts taking off his Jason Momoa suit and he's like this scrawny dude. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, no. Oh, yes, I did. I love that commercial where
right.
they takes off his arms.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
you guys gotta see this.
Taking off all his body parts.
I can't say it and not show it. That wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, I think we've showed it before.
I bet you Matt Damon is just like kicking himself in the neck right now for that. The fortune favors the bold comment.
No one knew it was going to fall out. The bottom was going to fall out of crypto. Nobody knew.
It fell out so hard. Now
they
everyone's like,
so much
"Hey, Damon, fortune favors the bold, dude."
Well, listen, in 5 or 10 years, it might still favor you.
All right, before our next story, let's watch this real quick so you guys can remember who Jason Momoa is, in case you forgot. I'm not sure how you would, but in case.
What does home mean to me? It's my sanctuary. It's the one place I can let my guard down.
Look how much shorter he is.
I know, yeah.
It's where I can just kick back and be totally comfortable in my own skin. You know what I'm saying? Rocket Mortgage understands that home is where I can be myself.
Nice.
And that feels pretty darn good. Oh.
He's bald.
You know the body double who played that who's like, really? I'm the un-Jason Momoa.
I'm sorry, you guys. If you guys want to be a member, I didn't see that. There's a link in the chat and at the top of this page that will take you to wrong one. That would take you to this video. This stream actually playing right now, but in the member section, it'll take you there, and you can sign up if you want.
Isn't that funny? We make it easy for you. You don't have to go anywhere. You just stay tuned.
Yeah. Also, at the end of this stream, we figured out how to use that feature finally that just allows us to forward people to that stream, which was nice. People kept trying to ask the same question. How do you get over there? I don't know. All right. Yeah, so there's a link. All right, let's talk about Jason Momoa and Lobo. We are talking about Jason Momoa's latest dream DCU project, fueling the Lobo speculation. And there's two parts to this story, because that's how we roll. We always make sure to get all the facts. And what we know is that Jason Momoa's favorite DC character is the character that is Lobo. This is Lobo. Lobo is a gnarly looking alien from somewhere that has Superman-like powers, and he hang tens. He's like a surfer bro from another planet with powers, which is pretty much exactly Jason Momoa.
Yeah. I wonder why he likes this character.
Right.
Yeah. Looks like him even, strangely.
Right. And what happened was Jason Momoa, he posted a cryptic post about thanking Maestro for this awesome opportunity, right? No one knew who Maestro was. Apparently but he also calls directors that have directed him Maestro, so there's a thought. Around the same time, James Gunn, the new head of DC, posts an actual picture of Lobo on Mastodon, which is like a Twitter clone. And he just posted like, hey, glad to be here, referring to being on the new Twitter clone. But the picture was Lobo. So that's a huge thing. This guy is the head of DCU now. Right? He's the head of DC Universe. He is in charge of what's happening at DC. And when he posts that, literally the same day, Jason Momoa is thanking someone for having this awesome opportunity. This is what they say. Jason Momoa's recent DC Universe comments and cryptic posts from James Gunn have fueled speculation that the Aquaman actor is perhaps playing Lobo. With the launch of DC Studios, Gunn and Peter Safran are officially the bosses for Warner Bros. Discovery's superhero properties, as they will be focusing on leading TV, movie, and animation development. In a recent interview, Momoa, who has played Aquaman since Batman vs. Superman, suggested that the new DC management is making one of his dreams come true. Not long after Gunn opened up a social media account with a Lobo tease. As a follow-up, comic book interviewed Momoa and directly asked him if there was any chance that the two situations were in any way connected. While Momoa wouldn't give a clear answer, he made it evident that Lobo has been his favorite comic book character, sharing the following: well, everyone knows I'm a comic book fan. The comics I collect the most, and where every comic is, blah, blah, blah. So he talks about how much he likes it.
You got his voice down, by the way.
What they're leaving out of there, by the way, is that when they asked him, they go, so what's this? Is there any connection between your post about like getting this new project and this Lobo tease? And he goes, wait, he posted that? No, really. Wait. He really did post that? Like, show me he posted that. Okay. I'm just going to play it. Why am I doing his voice? I don't know why I do his voice.
Because it's entertaining for you.
But
I will say if Momoa ends up doing this, it'll be the first time an actor actively plays two characters at the same time. So you got Ben Affleck, who played Daredevil and Batman, but two different times. Chris Evans played the Human Torch and Captain America. Halle Berry was Catwoman and Storm. If you go down, Ryan Reynolds was Green Lantern and Deadpool, but all at different times. Like they weren't continuously that superhero, and they weren't playing both at the same time.
And different studios,
but it would be really different. I mean, it's never been done before.
Well, the good news is Lobo is in the comic books is way bigger than everyone else, and he has a lot of makeup on, so it could be done. And you know what? If any director, any comic book director would do it, it'd be James Gunn.
I don't know if James is going to be directing these things.
I mean,
we haven't gotten there yet.
What I'm saying is any creative that would try to pull that off, it'd be James Gunn. That's what he does.
True. I'm just saying, we won't know if it's good until it happens and whether or not people are going to be like, isn't that Aquaman?
Right.
So we just have to wait and see what happens. Just because Jason wants it, because that's his favorite, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good.
Right.
So, I mean, I would like it to be good. But
here's the interview in question. Oh my God. Sorry, I muted it.
The movie was so much fun. You both were
Thank
awesome
you.
in it. So thank you for taking the time to talk about it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Jason, I'm going to come to you first. This character is super fun, and it seems like you're having more fun in this part than anything I've seen. Their character,
Totally catered to Somerville in this, not to take the
Marlo, what was it like on set? And
Part 19.
Oh my God.
we'll be able to watch with you, and
just get to see their dad.
young.
Till I die.
It's cool. Saffron. I saw James post Lobo
here we
this
go.
today, but you mentioned your dream with James Gunn and Peter Safran. I saw James post Lobo. Are those two?
Did he really?
He posted a photo of
Show
Lobo.
me.
He posted a photo of Lobo on Mastodon to say, I'm on this app too, with a tease of Lobo. Is your statement and his post connected at all? Fair enough.
Well, everyone knows I'm a comic book fan, and
Right.
so the comic that I collect the most, and I have every.
I just want you to see his
That was a
reaction.
genuinely shocked face.
Huh.
Oh.
Huh. And that's his quote on that article doesn't do justice to his reaction. His reaction was like, wait. He did that? Why would he care so much? Right? So,
Yeah.
look, either way, it's going to be, at the very least, it's going to be a very unique thing if he does it. I do believe that Jason Momoa would be perfect for that role. And I think
He's the guy.
it'd be super rad if he was playing two characters. That doesn't mean that the two characters ever have to meet up at the same time. Just so you know.
I mean, in this day and age, they could. I guess that's maybe the difference.
Mhm.
Like, you could actually pull that off. It really depends on how different Momoa can make Lobo's character compared to Aquaman.
Right.
Because there is a Jason Momoa-esque element to every character he's ever played. So he would have to somehow make that disappear, I think, in a new character.
Yeah, he would have to play. Yeah, he would have. Honestly, he would just have to play Lobo the same way Lobo is depicted in the comic books.
Yeah, something like that.
You know,
That's what we'd want. Yeah. Now, is that like how he acts as an actor and as a person?
a little bit.
Then, then basically it's also Aquaman.
Yeah, but
So
so,
that's
he,
where-
he actually, he changed Aquaman though.
He did. So Aquaman, I would argue, is maybe a little bit of a hybrid of Lobo.
Right. It's a little Lobo. It's
Yeah.
like if Lobo was Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly. Lobo Man.
Lobo man. I don't know. It would still be rad.
I'm down. More Jason Momoa, the better. It's fine.
One thing I really love about James Gunn is seemingly just like he really wants the fans to have fun. And like, yeah, he loves telling these sweeping stories and have these great cinematic moments. But he's also, and he's very, very talented when it comes to the art of filmmaking. The guy is like clinical in his approach to filmmaking. But I feel like he really wants the audience to have fun. Like, you want to inject things in there that only the most hardcore fans are ever going to even notice.
Yeah. What a novel idea.
What a
Let's
novel
have
idea.
fun. Let's let the fans have fun, Brian.
What a-
Why would you make a movie or a TV show?
right.
It's not about them.
Yeah.
Right? Well,
It's-
there are some people who believe that.
What a unique approach to storytelling. You actually want the person who's experiencing your art to enjoy it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Didn't think that through. I remember when I saw Howard the Duck at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy. I lost my mind. Is it because I'm a huge Howard the Duck fan? No. But I remember watching Howard the Duck when I was a kid, and I remember going, hey, isn't that a Marvel character? Even though they did it completely different in the movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't care that much. But knowing that they had the intestinal fortitude, the testicles, the balls, to put that character in a random scene at the end of the movie, cementing in Marvel canon that Howard the freaking Duck exists, is so next level epic to me. Even though I don't care so much about the character. But you were cementing in canon this character is part of Marvel. That's awesome.
Well
That's
said.
awesome. Again, he also did Suicide Squad with that crazy dog thing. Remember the coyote guy or whatever? Oh, God,
yeah.
it's so good. All right, listen. That's what we think. The testicle fortitude, one might say. Yes, sir. Yes.
Testicular fortitude.
What is this fun you speak of? Fans? What are those? All right, man. That's it for this. Let us know what you guys think about Jason Momoa playing Lobo and Aquaman. Because I do not want to lose Aquaman to get Lobo. I don't want to do that. I like Lobo, but I'm not going to lose what already works to do something different. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's true.
The Weasel, yes. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. What do you guys think about Aquaman and Lobo as one person? Jason Momoa. Let us know. Okay, my friends, we are going to the members section. That is it for the fun, carefree stuff. Now we got to get down and dirty. I'm kidding. But it is fun over there. We are going to be talking about some leaks, some DC leaks. And we didn't want to include it on the open-facing side of the show because I don't know how much of it is real or not. I just don't, frankly speaking. So I want to make sure that the members, have the opportunity to X out of there or not. And Blue Beetle is getting a lot of praise right now because the actor is a Latino guy. But I would argue that it doesn't really matter what his race is. It really matters that who the actor is, which when you see him, you're going to be like, how is he playing a superhero? Because he does not look like a superhero, but it's going to be good. Shazam 2 behind the scenes pictures came out, and they are epic. And why the new Battlestar Galactica series will have to be different from the original. So come on over to the members section, friends. Because why, Shane?
Because Brian peed in the water.
Okay, dude. Okay.
Did I do it wrong? I mean, I'm pretty sure you started this.
No, you did it wrong. Okay. You
should come over because Brian peed in the water, and when he pees, it's like Hawaiian Punch.
No, you opened with the punchline to the joke. Oh my God.
Sorry.
No.
Knock, knock.
What you say is, why, Jen? Because the water's warm. Because Brian peed in it.
I just said because Brian peed in the water.
You just went straight to Brian peed in it. Like, okay, no one wants to come now because they don't even know what the person. They don't even know what the first part of the joke is. It just sounds like I peed in their house.
Brian drank a bunch of Hawaiian Kool-Aid, and he peed.
Oh my God, bro! Yeah, I'm never doing this with you again. Never. Okay?
Sorry. Maybe we should just stop with the whole peeing thing.
I mean, you didn't. Whatever.
Can we just show them pictures of you in the shower?
Guys, come on over to the members section. This is the kind of nonsense you get.
Just show them video of you in the shower.
You want to see the video of me in the shower? Okay,
let's just show them video of you in the shower. We'll stop thinking, but everybody does pee in the shower too.
Okay, guys.
So
we're gonna end with a video of me in the shower. Okay, that's what Shane wants to do. I don't know why. I don't know why he wants to do this, but Shane wants to end with a video of me in the shower. It's very weird, Shane. Very weird. I'm your brother, Shane. I'm your brother.
Better than me in the shower. That's why.
Okay. Well, then we're gonna go do that now, and let me make sure I can do that. Actually, yes, I can. Okay.
Look, you can do it.
Here we go. Me in the shower, everyone. And then after that, we're going straight to the member section. So we'll see you there. Hopefully, you join us.
And stay hopeful.
And
that's right.
Stay hopeful.
Stay hopeful, everybody. Stay hopeful. The world's a better place because you're in it.
Oh my God, Shane, you're killing me today, bro. All right, here we go.
Think your holiday spread is good? It's time to give thanks to the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, or as we like to call it, the perfect package for your package. It all starts with their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer that features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. Plus, it's waterproof. You'll also get the Weed Whacker, a 9,000 RPM nose and ear trimmer to chop those uncontrollable hairs. The 360-degree rotary dual-blade system provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs to those delicate holes. And don't forget Manscaped's liquid formulations. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant and Crop Reviver Toner Spray are like the pumpkin pie and ice cream after Thanksgiving dinner. You just can't live without it. And there's more. Lather some of Manscaped's refined body wash on their brand new Signature Body Buffer and exfoliate your mates. No hygiene routine is complete without Manscaped's signature deodorant, and you'll also get performance boxer briefs and a travel bag to hold your goodies. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code POPCAST at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code POPCAST. Be thankful this holiday season for the best gift of all from Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Yo, I want to just say real quick before we leave. You compared my testicles to pumpkin pie and ice cream. Just so everyone knows, he compared my testicles to pumpkin pie